lovelies, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to this world reading from Spirit on aliens and life on other planets. I'm really excited to do this reading, and I've already had some downloads come through from Spirit about this, so I just want to get straight into it. If you do enjoy this reading, please do hit a lovely thumbs up. Remember to subscribe to join our lovely community if you haven't already, because I upload spiritual and psychic content every single week. If you'd like your own personal and private reading with me, you can email me for more info at kirstylewisreadings@outlook.com, and you can follow me for more spiritual and psychic content over on my Instagram, which is at I am Kirsty Lewis. But let's get into this. Whew. So some of the things I've been picking up from Spirit is that we as a collective, and this won't come as a surprise to any of you I would imagine, are completely off track. And that's as planet Earth, we are off track. I've basically heard from Spirit that each planet has its own mission. And one of Earth's missions, they're making me feel, is to keep the communication running through all the other planets. So they make me feel that a lot of they're calling it like telecom and teleprompters, like that's what Earth is for. That's why we're so communicative. That's what they're saying to me. That's why you're such a communicative planet, and that's why you have things like social media, because communication is a real strong point of yours. And they're taking me back to the Egyptians and the pyramids, and they were saying that this is one of the Egyptians' key roles. This is one of the things they really used to help with. And they're saying that over time what has happened is humans have become more and more suppressed. They're saying back in the times of the Egyptians and in ancient times, civilizations of human beings, like, we were powerful. And over time, what happened was we had rulers and leaders and kings who wanted to suppress the people to control them. And so we have lost entirely our power. We don't have the same powers that we used to. They're saying, they just keep drawing me back to the Egyptians. They keep showing me Egypt, they keep showing me the Egyptians, and they keep saying how powerful the Egyptians were, and how much they used what we would perceive as magic, and how much they used that magic, and how much they were involved in communicating with other planets and teleporting. They're showing me being in one place to another like that, and that's how we would move. But over time, what's happened, the energy, they're also saying, was much lighter, and they've just said the energy now is dense. And what happens is, when the energy is dense, like quicksand, you can't move in it. And powers and magic and, you know, what we would perceive it to be, they're talking to us in layman terms for us human beings. Our gifts. What happens is, when the energy is dense, when it's hard, when it's heavy, it's a lot harder to move. The energy is a lot harder to be in free flow, and so we find ourselves stuck, lost, confused, and our vibration becomes a lot lower. And at the moment, they are saying that planet Earth is vibrating at a very low frequency. They are making me feel that at one point planet Earth would have been one of the most powerful planets. It isn't anymore, they're saying, because we're so behind and we're so backwards on everything, and because honestly they make me feel that we've kind of been overtaken. I feel like I picked up on this before. They're making me feel like we've been overtaken by evil entities, and so I did ask them, you know, are aliens walking on this planet? And they said yes. But they made me feel like the extraterrestrial beings are working in secluded places, like they're in the rainforests, they're in the poles, so the North Poles and the South Pole. They are in the places that really need that healing, because they're saying, you know, if one planet falls, we all eventually do. It's like a domino effect. So we need planet Earth to get better. Okay. I'm going to pull some cards. Okay. They're saying, you know, and I've always said this, and I've always believed this and thought this, you know, aliens, and I hate that word. I really don't like it, because I personally believe that, you know, they're not, you know, green, googly, squidgy monsters. You know, they look like you and I, maybe with a few extra features or a few less features, or just different features. They may dress different, they may act different, their mannerisms may be completely different, they may have like an extra finger or one less finger, but I feel that they look very similar to us, and Spirit do make me feel that that is the case. But they're saying there are thousands of planets. And when I said, you know, have our astronauts or our scientists been to any other planets, Spirit really say to me, no, they haven't. And before I get anyone in the comments saying anything about that, you have to remember something. Whether you believe that they've been to the moon or they've been to the Mars, you only know what you've been told. They could tell you tomorrow that they'd flown to Jupiter and had a cup of tea with the Jupiterian Queen. You only know what they're telling you. And whether you choose to believe that or not is your own prerogative. But Spirit do make me feel, and they keep saying it, no they haven't, no they haven't, no they haven't. I don't feel like we've been able to travel to other planets. The reason I say that, this is so funny, they're saying you can only understand things from your human construct. They're saying your minds back in the day, and they're keeping me back to the Egyptians, they are saying your mind used to be very big and open, and you used to understand the way that the universe worked and the galaxy worked and everything, but now you're very close-minded to what you are told. And that's not them, you know, looking down on us or anything, that's just facts. Over time we've become more and more asleep as a human consciousness. The good thing now is that we are waking up. The whole Earth, planet of Earth is having a spiritual awakening. Our consciousnesses are opening again. Are they going to be near where they were? That's going to take some time. But they're saying compared to where you were, you've gone backwards. And so, you know, you believe that to get somewhere else, you have to take a form of transport because that's your human construct. And that's what they're talking about. They're talking about human constructs. You know, you believe everything in human form. That's what they're saying, you believe everything in human form, and actually they're saying in order to actually travel to another planet or to another place, you don't need to get into a spaceship. You could just teleport there. And that's genuinely what they're saying. They're saying we work on a higher frequency, that we don't need to get into a spaceship. And so I questioned them, I said, well, what about UFOs then? They said, again, that's a human construct. This, again, is going to be a really controversial thing to say, because I personally always believed in UFOs as well, but what they're actually saying to me is the governments, the organisations, the people that are in control, that are trying to control this planet, and they are saying at the moment are having a very hard time, they have painted a picture of what an alien looks like. So an alien is a goggle-eyed, green thing with antennas that flies in spaceships, and you know, there's UFOs and things like that, and that's what they're saying. That's that they're saying that is the picture you've been painted, and it's not actually the case. They're saying it's not actually the case. So that for me is a bit hard to, you know, digest, because I always believed in UFOs, but then, you know, they're saying UFOs aren't actually a thing. I'm going to do 3 more cards. Okay. Okay. Okay, 2 more cards, please. A message from aliens for the Earth. Message from aliens for the Earth. Okay. Another one. Okay. Okay. They are saying, because I was saying, you know, are we going to destroy our planet? And, you know, Spirit is saying, well, you already are. Which is why we are dealing with coronavirus right now. And I feel like Spirit said this in the COVID-19 reading that I did. But the reason that is happening is so that we can be like, finally look at ourselves in the face and be like, okay, we have to change. They make me feel like, you know, if that hadn't have happened, we probably would have never changed. And even now, it's still going to take a long time for us to really, when I'm saying us, I'm talking about human beings on Earth, for us to really realise that, you know, we need to make a difference. That means you recycle individually. You don't litter on the floor individually. We need to realise our power as individuals so we can notice our power as a collective, because that is another thing they're saying. You work so individually, your priorities are all over the place. they want to draw me to the Six of Wands with that. They're saying you perceive success in a very weird, distorted way. They are showing me images of other planets and the way they work, and they work very much in unison and together, and everything they do, they're showing me, is for their planet. So that they oh my gosh, they have such a, they're saying, yes, it's going to be hard for you to believe and wrap your head around, and it is. I'm trying to process what they're showing me because it's so different to the way we live here on Earth. But they're showing me that the way we live here on Earth is as if this is our planet and the Earth is doing us a favour, and we're doing the Earth a favour by being here. And that's not the case. And they're saying that should never be the case. You know, the Earth is doing us a favour by letting us live here. And that's how they work. So everything they do is for their planet. They do everything to keep their planet alive, to keep it blooming, to keep it growing for the generations that come, and in honour of the generations that have been. They're saying as a human collective, as human earthling beings, you are very selfish people. The Six of Wands talks about triumph and successes, and when I connect with this card, they're just making me feel like you're so all for yourselves. We're so individual. What can I do? How can I make myself look better? How can I make myself feel better? What clothes do I need to buy? What food do I need to eat? How can I indulge? How can I be greedy? When you look at this card in the original tarot weighted deck, I don't know what it's called, but it is basically a man on a horse, and around him are people like applauding him, you know, and they're saying you are all for that as earthlings. That's what you've become. You've become these people of idealistic means where you just want to be worshipped by everyone else, and you are just neglecting the whole reason you're here, which is to help raise the vibration of your planet, and in turn help raise the vibration of other planets in your galaxy. In the galaxy, sorry, because they're saying there's only one. That's another thing. We've been told that there's numerous galaxies and whatever, they're actually saying there's only one. So, yeah. They're also saying that the way we break things up, so the way we break things into galaxies and, I don't know the words, I'm not smart enough, but they're saying the way we break things up like that, again, is a human construct. They're saying if one of the problems that human beings are going to come against is that we're so conditioned. They're saying you believe so much in what you believe instead of just being open to things into things changing, into being informed in new ways. You're so rigid in your beliefs, you're so stuck, and that's the whole other thing of, you know, our energy is just dense. Yes, we believe what we believe, this is this, this is that, black is black, white is white, and that's our energy. And you know, the longer we stay in that, the longer we tell ourselves climate change isn't real and the Amazon isn't burning and this is what we're being told and everything is fine and everything's okay, the longer it's going to take to heal our planet. Now they draw me to this card, the Emperor. They keep saying Japan to me. I don't know anything about Japan and Japan's government. Okay, I don't want to offend anyone with this, but I'm going to just say exactly what Spirit said to me. Okay. They keep saying Mother Nature. It's Mother Nature. Nature is female. Okay? At the moment, the Emperor is about male authority. And they are saying, they did draw me to Japan, and I will go back to that, but they are saying there are too many, oh gosh, I feel uncomfortable saying this, but this is what they're saying to me, there are too many males in power. And the thing with male energy compared to feminine energy is feminine is for nurturing, for growing, for blossoming, for protecting that in that maternal, loving, caring way, whereas masculine energy is about defense and, you know, fighting off and all of that. They're saying you need more feminine energy in power, and that's why before I turned on this camera they showed me Greta. I'm gonna say Greta, I don't want to mispronounce her surname, Greta Thunberg. Thunberg. They showed me her, and that's what they're saying. They're going to say you will see more young females coming up because your earth needs more females in power. It's too masculine dominated at the moment. Even if there's a balance, you'll be able to get through it, but if you carry on with this masculine led energy, you're completely out of balance and you're completely out of whack. That is why the other planets do work so well. Now they are saying to me, they have just said to me, not all the planets, they are saying there are other planets that are worse off than us. They are actually showing me a planet burning. I don't know what planet that is, but they are also saying Pluto to me. And they're talking about a crash. They're saying crash and Pluto. So I don't know, maybe keep an eye out for that. I don't know whether we'll ever hear about that, but they are saying something's happening on Pluto. But yeah, we're not the only planet, but they're saying you're definitely, you know, one of them that are suffering and getting yourself into a bad state. But they are saying it's some, you know, you need a balance of energy when it comes to the way your countries are led. Okay, yes. And I'm going to connect that to that because that is saying your balance is upside down. But what I do want to say with the Two of Cups, because the Two of Cups is about a partnership. You know, when we talk about that card in relationships, we talk about it being, if it's upright, we talk about it being, you know, a balanced relationship and a harmonious relationship and a relationship that's about love, and, you know, it's reversed. So at the moment, the planet of Earth emotionally, and we're so disconnected from our emotions, you know, because they have basically over time suppressed human consciousness. So we're so disconnected from our emotions and disconnected from ourselves, and to show emotion is a weakness and everything like that, when actually that's our part of our power. And that's why everything's so up in the air, and, you know, things are going left, right, and here, there, and everywhere, because we are having to reshift and rebalance ourselves from where we completely threw ourselves off the path we were meant to be on. But what they do make me feel is things are going to change, and they're saying 2040 to me. Now they are saying here now that climate change is reversible, and everything you've done, they're saying, is reversible. And as I talk about that, they're almost wanting to give their power back. Give us our power back, because they're drawing me to the Magician now, and they're saying, you know, you can change this. Yes, you, individual you, because we work in an individual way. They're saying, so because you work in an individual way, we want to talk to you individually. You as a person have the power to change the energy of the planet, and you can just start with small things, whether that be your diet, whether that be you pick litter up off the floor when you see it, whether that be the way you treat people, because the way you treat someone else can affect the way they go on to treat another person. You know, just please, thank you, a smile, you know, good energy. The Magician is all about creation, it's all about law of attraction, it's all about manifestation, and they are saying, wake up. I've said this so many times, and spirits say this so many times, you know, that the beings on other planets are wanting us to wake up. That is why they are shaking us. That's why we are going through COVID-19. That's why we're going through all this political uproar. That's why we're going through all of this, because we are literally being shaken by other planets, by the energy of other planets, to be like, wake up. You know, like when you're in a deep sleep in bed and someone comes and wakes you up, like, wake up. That's what's happening to planet Earth. And they're passionate about that. So yeah, they want us to wake up to our power, you know, because when we realise that individually, then we'll realise it as a collective, and we'll start to push out that evil energy, and those evil entities that are in power, that are in charge, will maybe wake up and realise that the way they're doing things is not the right way. It made me feel that the governments and the people in the organisations in charge are very aware of extraterrestrial beings. I feel that there are big books like Sanskrit that are buried in ancient places, like the pyramids, and other, like, you know, these 7 mysteries of the world, you know, like in those monumental buildings. I feel like there are Sanskrits and things buried in there that go back time and time and time ago. And I can just feel like them trying to connect and trying to speak with the people in charge, and you know, like the government's just not wanting anything to do with it and blocking out the calls, and not, you know, that's the way, like I said, they're explaining it to us in human form. This is going to sound maybe that might sound crazy to you, but that's only because they're saying of how we've been made to believe that aliens are. Like, some people will probably watch this and be like, oh yeah, right, like aliens are trying to call President Trump. Yeah, they are. The only reason you think that's crazy is because what you've been told an alien is, and the fact that you've been perceived to believe that the four walls around you are all that there is. But if you open your mind, this is what they're saying, life and everything is bigger than we have been condensed to believe it is. And once upon a time, they are saying, we as humans knew this. We knew this. This as a consciousness, we were part of this. You know, our kings and queens would answer the calls of other kings and queens from other planets, because we were all royal. We were all powerful. Every single one of us. But then what happened was, somewhere along the lines, they decided to split them up into hierarchies on Earth so that we could have the top people in charge and the people at the bottom, and they could withhold all the information, and that's how we lost, you know, and then they cut off communication with the other planets, and that's how Earth kind of lost its way, I'm being told, because they're making me feel that individual planets can't function alone, and Earth cut itself off. Well, the people in charge cut itself off from the other people. So they're telling me they've had to come here in secret. They've had to hide out in the rainforests and, you know, in the secluded areas, because they can't be seen here, you know, because they're not supposed to be here. Because I feel like there was some kind of thing put around Earth that was like, no one else is coming here. You know, it's been secluded. That's how I just see it. I just see Earth has been secluded. But they're saying, you know, if we can wake up and not believe everything that we've been taught, you know, maybe we'll be able to sit and meditate and connect with people from other planets, because you actually have the power in you to do that. We actually have the power in us. If you look at this card, you can see above the infinite energy above our minds. Oh my God, we are so powerful, okay? We are so powerful, and Spirit just making me feel like if you are able to just tap into that enough, to delve into your spirituality, to delve into your soul, to delve into yourself, and to remember who you are, where you came from, you will probably be able to sit in meditation and connect with life on other planets. And that is no joke, because we're not secluded. We're not meant to be secluded. We are meant to be a part of the collective, which isn't just planet Earth. Okay, I don't feel pulled to pull any of these other cards, actually. I feel like this is all they want to say, but the last card that they are giving me is Nine of Pentacles. Now, Nine of Pentacles is an abundant card. Okay, so that tells me that we do have the opportunity to come back to being an abundant planet. That tells me that we can do this. The Nine of Pentacles, oh my God, oh, I could cry. Okay, we really have to listen. We really have to, as people, learn to be open. We really have to let go of some of these beliefs that we've come to know, that, you know, we are the only planet in the galaxy, you know, we are the only planet with life on it. Like, come on, you really think that we are the only planet with life on? Come on, we are not the only planet with life. That doesn't even make sense. That doesn't even make sense. How did we get this far? That's what they're saying to me now. They're saying, how do you think you got this far as a collective? How do you think you got this far as a planet? How do you think they built the pyramids back in the day? They had help from other planets. You think that you built this all alone? Like, this is what Spirit is saying. They're saying, you think because of how you've been conditioned that you built this all alone. You didn't. That is just what you've been taught in school. That's what parents have reiterated to you because that's what they were taught, and then you've gone out into the community and it's been confirmed to you again. So all of these beliefs that aren't okay, I'm tripping now because they're just making me feel like we're in one big Truman Show. And although I know that, it's like, it's almost as if everything we've been told just is not true. You know, that's what I feel like. You know, they're saying if you think this Earth, this planet on its own in this massive, vast galaxy and universe that you know it to be, built itself up on its own, then you have to be crazy. They're saying you have to be crazy if you think that's what happened, because it's not. You know, and they're saying that Earthlings would also visit other planets, you know, when we had the high enough frequency to be able to do that. And I'm talking many moons ago, you know, and other extraterrestrial beings used to visit Earth. And that's just how it was. And they're saying, you know, and a lot of you will not believe that because you've been conditioned to think small. You've been conditioned to think that that could never happen, that that's impossible, because that only happens in films and in stories. Well, where do you think they got the inspiration for those films and stories from? Images from their mind that have come from past life experiences, that have come from spiritual downloads. They're not plucked out of thin air. It's because those things have happened. Okay. But what they're saying is the Nine of Pentacles is a feminine card. Again, if you look at this card in the traditional Tarot Rider deck, it shows a female and she is surrounded by all these pentacles and all this luxury and all this glamour. We need to get back to our feminine side. The earth has tipped so much to masculinity that we don't show emotions, we don't share our emotions, we don't share who we truly are, we don't nurture ourselves, we don't nurture our planet, we don't look at what we put into our bodies, we don't care what we're doing to our earth, we don't care what we're doing to animals, we don't care about where our clothes come from, we don't care about consumerism. We're completely out of touch with that feminine care and love that we should be giving to our planet, that the Nine of Pentacles stands for. Because what this card stands for is reaping what you sow. So if we are sowing hate, evilness, rejecting our planet, treating our planet badly, treating ourselves badly, treating each other badly, well, guess what's going to come back to us? That same thing. This card on the traditional Rider-Waite deck is a female surrounded by luxuries and abundanceness and growth, and everything she's nurtured has blossomed into a beautiful, beautiful place to be. And that is female energy, feminine energy, femininity. We need to nurture our planet. We need to nurture ourselves. We need to nurture each other. We need to be kinder, not just in a term of emotion, but physically, you know, the way we treat our planet. Like I said, if you see litter on the floor, you need to pick it up. Like, we need to make this a more loving place to be, because what happens is when we act from love, when we act from kindness, when we act from care, when we act from a good place with good vibes and good intentions, that releases a frequency and an energy which raises the vibration of this planet, which, my God, we need. We need that. Okay, because what happens then, it's not just about the raising vibrations, is it opens us up, and then we can get back to that state we were once in, once upon a time, where we could connect to other planets, where we could be aligned with them, and we can then carry on with our mission. Because right now our mission, they're saying, is aborted, because we've got ourselves into this complete state. And you have to be very careful, they're telling me, because what they can do with this COVID-19, which was actually sent for us to wake up and realise, you know, when we went into lockdown, that the planet was healing and things were getting better, and we were, you know, had to eat what we had, kind of thing. That was for us to wake up and be like, okay, maybe I need to change. Maybe this needs to change. Maybe that needs to change. The government and the people in charge will try and twist that into a negative aspect. It's up to us. I've talked about this before. It's up to us to not look at presidents and prime ministers and governments as people in charge. Be in charge of yourself. Because that's what they're saying, and that's how it works, I feel, on other planets. Everyone has a part to play. There's no one that's in charge. You know, they all have their own individual part to play, because they're all equally important. And that needs to be the same. And you don't need to wait for someone to give that permission to you. You can start acting that way now. But please, please think about what's been said. Okay. They do just want to say, before I pull off, that aliens are here. Aliens. Life from other planets are here because the Earth is in a critical state. Again, they're saying we're not the only planet in a state right now, but we are one of them. They are here. They are working their forces. You might not physically see them. And again, don't think you're going to see them as a person walking down the street. They're here in energy. They're here in force. They're here in thought. They're here in energy. Like, that's how they're working with us, in our energy wave. You know, so they are here. They're trying to help us. They're trying to heal us. They're trying to fix us. And we need to break down the way that we perceive aliens to be, because it's just not the case. And as I finish this reading, I can hear some kind of helicopter or something buzzing over me. Ooh, okay. Thank you so much for being with me today, lovelies. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. It is Halloween week, so I wanted to do something a bit different, a bit extraterrestrial, a bit, you know, on the spookier side, even though this isn't really spooky. But I do hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please do leave a lovely thumbs up. Remember to leave a comment down below about what you think about aliens or life on other planets. I'd be really interested to hear. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, because I upload spiritual and psychic content every single week. If you'd like your own personal and private reading with me, you can just email me at kirstylewisreadings@outlook.com. And for more spiritual and psychic content, you can follow me over on my Instagram at @IamKirstyLewis. But thank you so much for being with me today, lovelies. I'm truly grateful as always. Thank you all for your continuous love and support. And I will see you soon for another video. Bye.